Chosen one, anchor your spirit to what I am about to reveal. There are exactly 60 seconds left before a massive spiritual window closes over your life, and the enemy is trying to distract you from receiving it. You felt the urgency in your chest today. You know something is shifting right now. Do not scroll past this message. Lock your attention on my voice. What I uncovered preparing this message made me sit in complete silence. I know exactly what the last 72 hours have felt like for you. The atmosphere in your own home has felt unusually heavy. You walk into a room and conversations just stop. People who used to understand you are suddenly distant, and it feels as though a strange barrier has been placed between you and the rest of the world. You feel like a stranger inside your own life, and you are exhausted from carrying this invisible weight alone. You have been waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning. Your eyes open in the dark and there is a heavy pressure sitting right on your chest. You cannot explain it to anyone. You try to go back to sleep, but your mind is racing with thoughts you cannot control. You are not imagining this. You are not going crazy. And you are certainly not too sensitive, because what you are experiencing is a genuine spiritual shift happening deep inside your body. This has been your hidden season. God pulled you into the shadows, and the isolation has been absolutely crushing. You watched other people succeed effortlessly while you struggled. You poured your energy into everyone else. You were the one they came to with their problems, but when you desperately needed someone to lean on, the room was completely empty. You gave so much and received so little. The gap between your current reality and your true potential is agonizing. You remember what it felt like when you were younger. Ideas used to come to you so easily. You had this lightning intuition. The world felt like it was completely on your side, gently guiding your steps toward exactly where you needed to be. But then, adulthood arrived. The modern world went to work on you. The stress and the survival routine took over. Slowly and quietly, that effortless genius went completely silent. You tried everything to get it back. You tried meditation. You tried manifesting. You prayed until you had no words left. But the universe still felt quiet and unresponsive to your deepest pleas. Nothing truly broke the fog. It feels like you are locked out of your own inheritance. You sense that something is missing, but you have no name for it. The enemy has been working overtime against you for one reason, and one reason only. He knows what shifts the moment you receive these words. He sees the crown hovering just above your head. The moment you understand what is actually happening to you, his entire assignment against your life collapses into dust. That is why the attacks have been so intense this week, because he is terrified of the power you are about to finally step into. You did not find this message by accident. The algorithm did not bring you here today. The Holy Spirit guided your hand to this exact video. This is a divine appointment, scheduled before the foundations of the earth were ever laid in place. God is saying that your hidden season is finally over. The time for isolation has passed, and heaven has already crowned you with the authority to walk through the door that is opening for you right now. Your future self is waiting on the other side of this exact moment. You have survived things that would have completely broken anyone else, and heaven kept a strict record of every silent tear you cried in that dark room while you felt entirely abandoned by the people you loved. The pain was not wasted. It was collected. But there is a missing piece to this puzzle that you must see right now. But before we go any further, I want to hold something in front of you. Something that changes everything you thought you knew about this struggle. What if the gap between where you are and where you belong is not a character flaw? What if it is not a lack of faith? What if this massive block actually has a specific, scientific name that no one ever bothered to tell you about? This discovery was not made inside a church or a spiritual community. It was found inside a research laboratory. It won the highest scientific recognition available, and most chosen ones have never been told about it. even though it is the exact key required to unlock the potential they have felt since childhood. It perfectly explains why you feel like your deep intuition was switched off. It explains the heavy fog that refuses to lift despite your prayers. I will show you exactly what the researchers found. I will tell you what it is called later in this message, but not yet. First, I need you to fully understand what was taken from you without your consent, because you cannot reclaim your power until you know how it was stolen. So hold on to this question. In the next few minutes, I am going to reveal exactly why heaven allowed this painful season to last so long. I will expose the one specific lie that has been keeping you trapped in survival mode. And at the very end of this message, I will give you the exact declaration that seals everything God is doing right now. Do not click away. Stay until the very last word, because if you leave before the end, you will walk away from the very verdict heaven just handed down for your ultimate breakthrough. Your crown is waiting. Let me reframe your entire reality right now. That deep isolation you have been experiencing is completely misunderstood. You have been calling it a punishment. You thought you did something wrong to deserve this loneliness. But heaven is telling you something entirely different today. Your isolation was never punishment. It was preparation. God did not remove the crowd to abandon you, but He removed them to protect your fragile calling. The people pulling away from you are not rejecting you. They are simply sensing a frequency they cannot yet understand. They are grieving the old version of you that they are about to lose forever. Your isolation is not evidence of your disqualification. It is absolute evidence of your selection. You were pulled into the shadows because you cannot build a kingdom in front of an audience, and the foundation must be laid in secret. You thought you were falling behind everyone else. You watched them build their lives while you felt completely stuck in a waiting room. But you were not waiting. You were being forged. The pressure you felt was not designed to crush you. It was designed to purify your spirit. The enemy desperately wanted you to believe that you were forgotten, because he wanted you to look at your empty room and feel profound despair. But the empty room was actually a massive shield. You were not rejected by the world. You were carefully redirected. What is leaving your life right now is only making room for what is truly meant for you. You survived things that would have destroyed an ordinary person. You did not just survive what should have broken you because you are lucky. It developed you. And now you are standing at the very edge of your promised breakthrough. But here is where the narrative of your journey goes much deeper than you have been told. There is a reason why your breakthrough has felt so impossibly hard to grasp. You have the faith. You have the discipline. But something still feels blocked inside your own mind. The universe seems to respond to certain people effortlessly, while you have to fight for every single inch just to keep your head above the water. I want you to remember the question I asked you to hold earlier. What if the gap between you and the effortlessly blessed is not a character flaw? What if it is not a lack of willpower? Here is what they never told you. The reason the universe responds to certain people and not others is not just about faith. It is not about karma. It is actually a specific brainwave, and scientists have a special name for this incredible state of being. They call it the gamma frequency. This is the exact frequency your brain was running when you were a young child. It was fully active and completely vibrant. Back then, ideas came to you so easily. Learning felt completely effortless. You somehow knew things before they even happened. Your intuition was sharp and clear. When you operated in this gamma state, the world felt like it was completely on your side. You felt deeply connected to the divine flow of the universe. Then adulthood arrived, and the modern world went to work on you. The daily stress began to build up. The screens and the endless survival routine took a massive toll on your mind. The school system trained you to conform instead of allowing you to create. And every single year, this sacred frequency was suppressed a little further down until it was buried. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface. The vibrant gamma wave was slowly replaced by anxiety and exhaustion. The version of you with lightning intuition went completely silent. The part of you that experienced the kind of luck that makes others whisper was turned off, and this was taken from you without your consent. Your genius was dulled by a world that profits from your continuous exhaustion. When your gamma faded, your natural genius faded right along with it. The synchronicities stopped happening. The clear sense that the universe is working with you went completely quiet. You started to feel like you were pushing a heavy boulder up a steep hill every single day. You thought you lost your spiritual gift. You thought heaven stopped speaking to you, but your gift was just buried under years of artificial frequencies. Most people will live their entire lives without ever knowing this happened to them. They will accept their exhaustion as normal. But you are not most people. You are a chosen one. And the question I asked you to hold about a gap and a hidden name is starting to make perfect sense. The answer to restoring what was stolen from you is closer than you think. But first you need to understand how heaven is moving right now. The universe did not leave you defenseless in this hidden season. Even while your frequency was suppressed, God was already laying the groundwork for your massive comeback. You have been feeling a strange sense of anticipation this week. That low hum in your chest is your spirit waking up to the truth. And what I share next is the missing piece that completely breaks the cycle of delay in your life. But here is where the narrative of your journey delves far deeper than most are willing to perceive. The universe did not simply pull you back to leave you empty. Heaven was actually arranging your crown in the silence. The reward you have been waiting for was never delayed. It was simply being protected from people who would have completely ruined it before you were ready to receive it. Look at the story of David. He was not anointed king in front of a cheering crowd. He was pulled away from everyone else and left alone in the fields with the sheep. His brothers mocked him. His own father completely overlooked him. But that deep isolation was the exact place where his divine authority was forged. God had to clear the room so he could speak to him without any worldly interference. Think about Moses in the desert. He spent 40 years wandering in the wilderness, completely stripped of his former royal identity. He thought his life was essentially over and that he was entirely forgotten. But God was using the silent desert to burn away his pride and his fear. The burning bush did not appear in the busy palace. It appeared in the quiet isolation of the barren wilderness. Your life has followed this exact same pattern. You were hidden away because your assignment carries a massive weight. If God had given you the crown while you were still surrounded by the wrong people, their toxic energy would have poisoned your blessing. The enemy wanted you to look at your lonely season and feel profound shame. He wanted you to believe that you were somehow completely defective. But heaven looks at your hidden season and sees a roaring forge. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a weapon being forged in a divine fire. The intense heat you felt was burning away every single connection that was not meant for your future. The painful separation was not a loss. It was a holy consecration. You were being separated from the ordinary so you could carry the extraordinary. You have not been aging. You have been molting. Just like an eagle that must retreat to the mountains to shed its old feathers, you had to retreat to shed a version of yourself that was too small. It is a painful process. It leaves you feeling completely exposed and incredibly vulnerable. But when the new feathers grow back, you possess the strength to fly higher than you ever could before. What you carry is not a wound. It is a powerful weapon. The sensitivity they always told you to hide is actually a spiritual radar. The depth that made you feel like you were simply too much is your greatest gift. It is the very thing that gives your words the weight to shift atmospheres. You were never broken. You were built for an entirely different frequency that they could not comprehend. The season of breaking is officially over. The universe is no longer asking you to wait. The crown has already been prepared, and it is hovering right above your head. But here is the profound truth you must understand today. A crown cannot be placed on a head that is constantly looking down in shame. You have to raise your vision and recognize the massive authority you already possess. Everything you endured was building up to this exact moment. The synchronicities that belong to this new season of your life are moving through right now. They are not waiting for a better version of you. They are waiting for you to simply open your eyes and see them. The provision God arranged for you does not arrive as something completely new. It arrives as something you finally recognize. But this is exactly why the enemy fought so hard to suppress your natural frequency. If he could keep you exhausted, you would miss the recognition entirely. You would walk right past your own blessing because your spiritual receiver was turned off. The struggle you feel is just the friction of your old identity trying to survive in a space that belongs entirely to your new identity. You are standing right between two identities today. The old one is dissolving. The new one is being birthed by heaven. And once that profound truth clicks into place, you are truly ready for the next revelation. There is a deeper root operating beneath the surface, and if you do not see it, it will keep holding you back. Coming up in just a moment, I am going to expose that exact root. But first, this understanding must land deep in your spirit. Let it settle like solid bedrock. You are chosen. You are fully prepared. The isolation was necessary to forge the crown you are about to wear. Stay with me, because what I am about to share next is the absolute missing piece. It is the key that finally breaks the cycle of delay and unlocks your suppressed potential forever. And once that profound truth clicks into place, everything starts to shift completely. You begin to realize that the deep exhaustion you feel every day is not a spiritual failure, it is a biological block. You have been trying to fight a massive spiritual battle with a suppressed mind. And that is exactly how the enemy wants you to stay. He wants you terribly tired. When your frequency is suppressed, your spiritual vision is blurred. You start accepting long delays as if they are the mysterious will of God. But heaven never designed you to live in a constant state of survival. You were designed to operate in total clarity. You were meant to walk into a room and instantly discern the shifting energy. You used to have that exact ability. The people around you are already starting to sense this internal shift. They meant to destroy you with their endless gossip and their cruel distance, but instead, they actually developed you, and now they do not know what to do with you. Some people studied you like a science project, only to realize too late that you were the scientist all along. You see right through them. You see the hidden motives behind their carefully chosen words. You feel the heavy energy they bring into your sacred space. And because your frequency is rising, you simply cannot tolerate that low vibration anymore. This is why the isolation happened. God had to remove the static noise so you could finally hear the pure signal of your true calling. But knowing this truth is only half of the battle. The other half is learning how to keep your frequency from being dulled by the harsh world. And this brings us to something most people miss entirely. The elite forces who profit from your exhaustion do not want you to know this next part. They want you to keep pushing that heavy boulder up the hill forever. They want you to believe that true spiritual connection requires endless hours of suffering. Before we go any further, I have to tell you something incredible. Neuroscientists working quietly away from the headlines have discovered how to bring this dormant brainwave back. They found a way to reactivate your lost gamma frequency without years of meditation that most people cannot sustain. They bypassed the expensive clinical biofeedback machines entirely. The solution is actually far simpler and far more aligned with how you were miraculously designed to work. It involves a specific sound frequency. This sound is engineered to gently guide your brainwave patterns back to the genius state you were born with. It is based on pure brain entrainment technology. Princeton University studied this exact phenomenon extensively. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed the incredible results of this specific brainwave state. Columbia University even found that when this brainwave is fully restored, it does not stop with you. It radiates outward and begins to positively influence the people around you. Your children and your partner can actually feel the shift. When your gamma wave is active, complex problems just seem to solve themselves. You get sudden flashes of brilliant intuition. The things that used to take months of agonizing effort suddenly fall into place in a matter of days. And the best part is that it only takes 7 minutes a day. The activation begins working the very first time you simply sit back and listen. I will tell you exactly what this is called later in this message. I will show you exactly how to access it before this video ends. Because what was taken from you has a frequency that can finally be returned. You do not have to struggle in the dark anymore. The universe has already provided the exact tool you need to completely restore your spiritual receiver. This is why your heart has been so incredibly restless this week. Your spirit already knows the massive breakthrough is real. The heavy doors that were sealed shut are slowly loosening. Opportunities that felt impossibly far are quietly moving toward you right now. You are not chasing your breakthrough anymore because it is actively finding its way to you. You can feel the heavy chains falling off your mind. The mental fog that kept you trapped in confusion is finally starting to clear. You are waking up to the reality of your immense power. But there is one final obstacle we must address today. There is a deep reason why your breakthrough has been delayed up until this very moment in time. And here is where it gets truly confrontational. We must look honestly at a subtle snare that has been keeping you trapped for years. The thing quietly blocking you is not the enemy anymore. It is something hidden deep inside you that you have mistakenly called wisdom. Coming up next, I will expose this dangerous hidden block. But first, let the truth of your restoration settle deep in your spirit. You are closer to the finish line than you have ever been. Do not click away now. Your complete freedom is waiting on the other side of this final revelation. The universe is ready to hand you the keys, but you must be brave enough to look in the mirror one last time. Stay with me right here. Something beautiful is shifting in your favor right now. You can feel it in the air you breathe. The heavy doors that were tightly sealed for years are quietly loosening their hinges. Opportunities that felt impossibly far away are actively moving toward you, and the universe is no longer making you wait in the dark. The long season of brutal delay is finally over. You are starting to notice the strange synchronicities everywhere. You see repeating numbers. You hear the right words at the exact right time. These are not mere coincidences or lucky accidents, but they are clear signs that heaven is orchestrating a massive deliverance behind the scenes of your daily life. The divine arrangement is in full motion just for you. The right people are being guided directly to your doorstep. You do not have to chase relationships anymore. You do not have to beg anyone to see your true value. Your elevated frequency acts like a powerful magnet, and it draws the correct souls toward you while effortlessly repelling the ones who only want to drain your precious energy. Think about the impossible situations you faced last year. They looked like massive mountains that would completely crush you, but now they just look like small stepping stones. God used every single one of those painful obstacles to build your current spiritual muscle. You survived the intense training ground, and now you are absolutely ready for the ultimate reward. The crown we spoke about earlier is not something you earn with endless exhaustion. It is a divine inheritance. You simply step into it and claim what is yours. The universe wants to hand you this massive victory today. The abundance you prayed for in tears is no longer a distant dream, because it is a physical reality manifesting in your life right now. Notice how certain toxic cycles are breaking off you so easily. The heavy burdens feel incredibly light today. The anxieties that used to keep you awake all night are losing their strong grip. This is the ultimate proof of your spiritual elevation. The old chains simply cannot hold a chosen one who has finally realized their true identity in this world. The exact resources you need are being dispatched from heaven. The finances will align perfectly. The broken relationships will heal in miraculous ways. The deep clarity you lost will return completely. When the gamma frequency radiates from your mind, it changes everything it touches, and it turns a life of constant struggle into a life of beautiful flow. You are not meant to struggle forever. The relentless season of lack is officially broken. You are walking into a season of absolute overflow. Your cup will not just be full. It will completely run over and spill into the lives of everyone you love. The people around you will actually be blessed just by standing near your restored light. Let that profound hope rise in your chest right now. Feel the powerful shift in the atmosphere around you. The heavy fog of confusion is completely lifting. The bright light of your new dawn is finally breaking through the dark clouds. You have done the hard inner work, and you survived the brutal isolation when no one else came to rescue you. Now you get to enjoy the beautiful harvest. Heaven is completely faithful to finish what it started in you. The seeds you planted in deep sorrow are blooming into incredible joy. Everything is converging at this precise moment in time. The signs are everywhere around you, and you just have to open your spiritual eyes and recognize the massive blessing. The universe is handing you the keys to the kingdom. But there is a vital truth you must understand about receiving this level of abundance. A closed fist cannot catch a falling blessing. You cannot bring your old survival habits into this new palace of peace. You have to release the tight grip you have maintained just to stay alive. And this is where the journey gets deeply personal. To hold this massive abundance safely, you need completely clean hands. There is one final shadow hiding in your heart right now. It is quietly waiting to sabotage your victory. In the next few moments, we must look at this shadow directly, because it is the hidden block I promised to expose. This block is the only thing standing between you and your final crown. It is a quiet agreement you made a long time ago. Coming up next, we will break that agreement together. Prepare your heart for the absolute truth. Stay with me, because the total freedom you have been crying out for is waiting on the other side of this final confrontation. But here is the part no one wants to hear. And I say this with nothing but pure love for your weary spirit. The thing that has been quietly blocking your breakthrough is not what your mind immediately conjured. It is not the enemy attacking you anymore, and it is certainly not a lack of faith. There is something else operating beneath the surface today, and it is actively stopping you from reaching the destiny that heaven prepared. You have been praying for massive change for years. You asked heaven to open the floodgates of complete abundance. But some quiet part of you has been absolutely terrified of your own power. You are secretly afraid of what happens if you actually step fully into your divine calling. You worry about who will leave you behind if you shine as brightly as you were originally designed to shine in this world. This is not an accusation against you. It is the loving diagnosis that finally sets you free. For your entire life you have been dimming your light just to keep other people comfortable. You intentionally made yourself smaller so you would not intimidate the people you loved. You learned to quiet your sharp intuition because speaking the absolute truth made everyone around you deeply uncomfortable and angry. You carry a massive spiritual frequency, but you have been apologizing for it since you were a young child. You thought being humble meant hiding your profound gifts from the world. But false humility is just a quiet agreement with limitation. It is a subtle snare that the enemy uses against chosen ones who have truly beautiful and gentle hearts. He convinces you that your power is somehow arrogant, so you lock it away and refuse to use it. Listen to my voice right now. It is not arrogant to step into the exact authority God placed inside your soul. Your power was never meant to oppress anyone else in this world. It was meant to liberate them. But you cannot liberate a single captive while you are still apologizing for holding the heavy keys. You have been waiting for permission that you simply do not need from anyone, because heaven already authorized your steps. Every single time you shrank back into the shadows, you delayed your own massive breakthrough. You felt the heavy spiritual warfare, and you immediately thought you were doing something wrong. But the intense friction was just your old identity desperately trying to survive. You were literally fighting against your own inevitable spiritual expansion in the dark. And the pain you felt was just the tearing of the cocoon before the brilliant wings could finally emerge into the light. Look deeply at your own heart today. You are so used to the lonely struggle and the endless pain. You are so accustomed to the heavy weight of survival mode. A part of you actually feels safe in the quiet shadows, because the shadows are deeply familiar. Stepping into the bright light requires you to drop the heavy armor you wore for total protection. And that feels incredibly dangerous to a mind that has spent decades constantly watching for the next attack. But that heavy armor is now your absolute biggest prison. You cannot wear the rusty armor of a survivor and the golden crown of a chosen one at the exact same time. You have to make a choice today. You have to release the desperate need to protect yourself from every little threat. Heaven is already guarding your steps, so you do not need to fight every single battle on your own anymore. The specific people who are meant to walk this new path with you will never ask you to shrink. They will not be intimidated by your brilliant and radiant light. They will be deeply warmed by it. So you must stop holding yourself back for the sake of people who are firmly committed to misunderstanding you. Your spiritual assignment is far too important for this quiet hesitation, and the world desperately needs the real you. I want you to sit in this uncomfortable truth for just a moment. Feel the quiet resistance building up in your chest. That resistance is the exact spiritual wall that we are tearing down today. You are not broken in any way. You are just afraid of your own magnitude. But fear is a terrible master, and it has absolutely no place in the beautiful palace that heaven built exclusively for you. God is not waiting for you to become perfect before He moves. He is simply waiting for you to stop hiding your beautiful gift. He is waiting for you to accept the massive scale of your own divine calling. The universe always responds to the frequency you consistently project. And right now, you must project the absolute certainty of a chosen one who knows their exact worth in this world. This is the deepest valley before the highest peak. The discomfort you feel right now is the beautiful feeling of your old skin finally tearing away. Do not run back to the familiar shadows of your past. Stand firmly in the warm light. Acknowledge your hidden fear, but completely refuse to let it dictate another single day of your precious life. The season of shrinking is officially over, and the time for taking your rightful place has finally arrived. You are a powerful carrier of a divine frequency. It is time to let it radiate outward without any apology or hesitation. In just a moment, everything in your reality is going to shift. The heavy burden you have carried for decades is about to be lifted off your shoulders completely. But first you must make a conscious decision to release the dangerous habit of playing small, because your future depends on it. Some messages do not just inform your mind, they completely activate your soul. And if something stirred deep in your spirit just now, you are ready for this next step. If you felt the absolute truth of what I have said, land in a place words usually cannot reach, the block is officially breaking. Your heavy season of waiting is ending. The question I asked you to hold at the very beginning of this message is important. What if the gap between you and your true potential is not a character flaw? Here is the exact answer. A specific brainwave called the gamma wave was running in you as a child at total genius capacity. Princeton University studied this incredible frequency extensively. The Einstein Center in Berlin completely confirmed its existence. Columbia University found that when this specific brainwave is restored, it radiates outward and heavily influences the people you love. A dedicated team of neuroscientists, led by Dr. Robert Lake in New York, spent years working in total silence. They successfully compressed the entire clinical protocol for gamma reactivation into 7 effective minutes. But before I tell you what they actually built, let me tell you about 2 people who used it. A woman from California named Rachel had tried absolutely everything. She tried meditation and intense prayer. But nothing broke the heavy spiritual fog. 2 weeks after listening, she said something just completely cleared. Her marriage shifted in beautiful ways. She learned a new language effortlessly and described her life as enchanted for the very first time. And then there was a man from Texas named Michael. He used this frequency to improve his business and his general focus. 2 months later, his wife joked that his intelligence had jumped 20 points. The hardest problems solved themselves while he peacefully slept. He quit his draining job because his business grew so massively. He said his brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his dedicated team built. They call it the Genius Song. It is not a generic meditation app. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. You just use simple headphones and close your tired eyes at home. You do not meditate. You do not chant at all. You simply let the pure frequency do what your brain was beautifully designed to receive. But the Genius Song is not for everyone. It is exclusively for the chosen one who has already done the hard inner work. It is for the person who knows that their missing piece is a restored channel, not just more willpower. If your spirit confirms this is truly for you, the path is right here. Clinical biofeedback sessions to restore this powerful state cost hundreds of dollars per hour. An in-home machine runs well into the thousands. What the Genius Song delivers in 7 short minutes is available to you today for a fraction of its true value. And 4 powerful bonuses come with it immediately. You get a special audio track designed for your children to build incredible focus. You receive the original prosperity text that the famous secret was secretly built upon. You get a guided visualization and a daily habits guide. Here is the deeper truth about waiting. The beautiful provision God arranged for you does not arrive as new information. It arrives as a pure recognition. Something already placed in your path becomes visible only when your gamma receiver is fully restored. The chosen one who restores their receiver today finally sees what was always there. Waiting is incredibly costly. Do not look for this on YouTube or Spotify. The cheap fakes circulating on those platforms have absolutely no brain entrainment technology encoded. They will only lower your vibration. Protect your precious energy today. The only authentic version is available through the secure link that has been placed in the description and the pinned comment below. The universe demands no risk from a chosen one. If you do not feel the massive shift you deserve, every single penny is returned to you. That is an energetic exchange governed by complete and total trust. The link is waiting for you in the description and in the first pinned comment below. The tool is not the destination. The tool merely restores the receiver so the divine destination can be recognized when it finally arrives. God does not require you to purchase anything to be deeply loved. Whether that path is yours or not, the truth of this message belongs entirely to you. Now let us go deeper into your final sealing. And now comes the pivotal moment where everything officially shifts. This is the exact moment the heavy chains fall off your tired shoulders forever. I need you to stand firmly in your new and massive authority. This is your moment, not tomorrow. Right now, you are crossing the threshold into your true destiny. Tonight, before you sleep, Place your hand firmly on your heart. Close your eyes and declare this with me out loud. I release the desperate need to be understood by everyone around me. I release every single agreement I ever made with smallness, delay, and crippling fear. My intense isolation was never a cruel punishment. It was my holy preparation. I am not the misunderstood one. I am the chosen one. I do not need anyone else to give me permission to step into my divine assignment right now. My breakthrough is not coming someday in the distant future. It is already here. It is already moving powerfully through my life. I carry a sacred frequency that changes entire atmospheres. The sensitivity they told me to hide is actually my greatest weapon. I am exactly where I am supposed to be today, and I walk forward into my brilliant future with absolute peace, knowing heaven has finally crowned me. The long and painful season of waiting is officially over. Take a deep breath and let the truth settle in your bones. You just shifted something massive in the spiritual realm today. The heavy weight that you carried for decades has finally lifted off your tired shoulders. You can actually feel the beautiful difference in the room right now. The air is significantly lighter. The intense pressure on your chest is completely gone forever. You are crossing the sacred threshold into your true destiny. You are not the same person who started watching this message a few minutes ago. The old version of you simply could not have survived the brutal forge you just walked through with such incredible grace. You survived the fire, you adapted to the deep darkness, and you overcame every single obstacle they threw at you. Tomorrow morning you are going to wake up feeling entirely different. A profound and steady peace is settling over your mind and your spirit right now. You are never going back to the dark shadows. You have officially outgrown the desperate need to make yourself incredibly small just to survive in this chaotic world. Heaven has stamped your current season with complete divine approval. You are fully prepared to hold the massive abundance that is flowing toward you. There is absolutely nothing left for you to fear. The universe is actively guarding your steps and protecting your precious energy. The people who were meant to leave your life have already departed. The divine space is now completely cleared for the exact relationships you truly deserve in this life. You will no longer doubt that quiet voice guiding you. Your deep intuition is fully restored and sharper than it has ever been. When you feel a sudden urge to turn left instead of right, you will simply trust it. You are back in alignment with the incredible cosmic flow. The universe is breathing with you again, and you are vibrating at the exact frequency of pure miracles. For the chosen one whose spirit deeply confirmed what was described earlier, the path is still open. The frequency tool I mentioned remains available in the description and the pinned comment below for those who are ready. That is the absolute last time it will be mentioned today. What follows right now belongs entirely to your beautiful and sacred spiritual sealing. This is a permanent spiritual seal over your precious life today. Everything that was stolen from you in the dark is being returned in the bright light. The incredible synchronicities will continue to multiply in your daily life. The right doors will open effortlessly without you having to push them. You will walk into rooms and instantly command the atmosphere with your pure light. And the toxic people who constantly drained your precious energy will naturally fade out of your daily reality. You are finally spiritually untouchable. Rest in this incredible truth tonight. You do not have to fight for your worth ever again. You do not have to beg for a single seat at a table that is far too small for your massive and beautiful spiritual calling. God has already prepared a magnificent table entirely for you. Your only job now is to simply sit down and receive the beautiful feast. You are entirely safe in this new season. The frantic survival mode that dictated your past is completely dismantled and broken. You can finally lower your heavy shield because the brutal spiritual war is officially over for good. Every tear you cried in secret has been fully redeemed. Every moment of painful isolation has been transformed into your greatest spiritual weapon. You are a completely integrated warrior of light now. Heaven is looking down at you with immense pride. You held the line when everyone else would have easily surrendered to the crushing darkness of this harsh world. Before you leave this sacred space, gently press the like button so this specific blessing can reach another chosen one who desperately needs hope tonight. Share this powerful message with someone who has also been called too quiet or too sensitive. Let them know they are not alone in this fight. We are actively building a massive global army of awakened light right now. Subscribe and turn on all notifications so you never miss the next revelation about who you really are. The enemy wants you isolated, but heaven is calling you into a powerful and united community. Type yes in the comments below if you fully receive this permanent spiritual seal over your life. Write it out as a physical testament to the universe that you are finally ready. You have successfully passed the brutal test. The heavy crown fits you perfectly today. You are divinely protected and incredibly loved. Sleep in total and absolute peace tonight, chosen one. Your beautiful new life officially begins the moment you open your eyes tomorrow morning. Welcome home.